Good morning, Web Design 2 class from El Centro College. This is Francisco Rodriguez, your instructor. We'll be going through assignment number 4 for your Web 2 class. This is the single column layout assignment. Let me open up that page. You click on assignments, get to that place, assignment 4, CSS and the single column layout. And I've made a couple of changes in the last couple of days. I have added some images that you can download and use with this assignment. Assignment is basically the same. I'm going to be downloading an existing file that is a single column layout, and we're going to be changing it and adding some backgrounds and images to make it lively. So let me start by downloading the single column layout. Right clicking on that, save target as. Going to go and find my website. I keep mine in my Google Drive. You may have it somewhere else, but wherever you have it, be sure to locate it. I have it in my Google Drive inside of El Centro in the fall, in my Dreamweaver class, and here's my fall 2015 site. I don't have anything in there. I'm recording these videos out of order, so I'm going to create a new folder and call it Assignment 4. If I can spell correctly, assignment 04, pressing enter to accept. I'll double click to open it. The file name is currently single column layout 001. I can leave it as such, or I can select that and call it index.html instead, and I'll save. I have this downloaded. Somebody was asking, does this work differently on Mac? It's very similar. You may use different commands to create a new folder, but other than that, it's pretty much the same thing. I'll close this window. I'm using Internet Explorer because it's what seems to be working better right now. I usually don't use Internet Explorer. Once that's downloaded, I'm going to go to my Dreamweaver setup. I'm in the design view. I'm going to double click on the DOM to hide it, and then click on files to open, or rather to view my files. I'll reload, and there's my assignment 4 folder. I'll click on plus to expand the folder. Here's my index.html file. I'll double click to open it and see what's going on. I'm currently using a live view, which doesn't do me any good right now, but I see the single column layout, just one column, and there's a header, there's a menu bar, a navigation bar I should say, there's a content, and then there's a footer. This is obviously not HTML5, but it is HTML and we can still work with it. I'm going to change from live to design view, and then I'm going to split the view so that I can see the code below. Currently there's no color on this page, just code. And like I said, this is not HTML5, this is XHTML1 transitional. But once again, we'll just work with it. I'll visit one of the pages in the assignment to get some graphics. Like you can get those chili peppers or anything like that. You can also get some patterns. So I'll click on maybe squid fingers here and get some patterns. And let's say that I like these up here. I'll download those. I'll save as. It's going to be in a zip file. I'm going to go and find the same. I'm going to go and find the same directory, my Google Drive, El Centro, Fall, and Dreamweaver, Fall 2015. And in assignment 4, I'll just drop in that zip file. I'll open the folder to view it. Put it into the window so that you can see what's going on. I'm going to right click on that and extract all. When I get some sort of weird error, but here's my pattern number 157. So I can close that. Pattern 157 is actually a folder. I want to move it, but rather than moving it from Windows, I'm going to go back to Dreamweaver, reload my files. I see that pattern 157 is now inside my assignment 4 folder. I'm going to put it on, I'm going to move it to the root of that folder. So I click, hold, and drag into assignment 4. My pattern157.gif is there now. This folder, I can delete the zip file by clicking and selecting the zip file, pressing the delete key, backspace in Mac, I do believe. Same thing with this folder. You could have also done this from the Windows Explorer or the Finder in Mac. So if I have this heading, which by the way has an ID of heading, I'm going to open up my CSS Designer, find my heading selector, and look for the properties. I don't want to show the set. I'll hide that. That way I can see my background. Here's my background. I'm going to say that rather than giving it a color, I'm going to give it a background image. In the URL, I'll click inside the box, then the folder. And for whatever reason, I have to do this twice in the new Dreamweaver. Find my assignment 4 and my pattern 157. I'll click OK, and the pattern is now put across the top. I'll select the heading 1 text and I'll type in assignment 4. I can't really see it, but I can fix that later. In content, this is where we need to put in one of the pictures that you can download. Let me go back to my browser, and in assignment 4 I'll pick one of these. I'll get the maple.jpg, right click on that, save target as, and once again look for my folder. Actually, I don't have to look for it, I'm already there in assignment 4. I'll click save maple.jpg. Returning to Dreamweaver, in my files, I'll see that if I reload the page, there's my maple.jpg. Inside of content, I'll double click to highlight the word content. I'm going to go to the insert menu above, tell it to insert an image. I'll wait to see which one. Here's maple. I'll click and select it and click OK. And obviously this is bigger than the whole site itself. If I click just on the design, I can see a little bit more of it. This is a really big picture. If I click and ask for properties, it tells me that it's 800 pixels wide by 765 pixels tall. The area behind that is a lot smaller than that. I know that it's only 100 pixels tall, and it's definitely a lot narrower than that. Let me look at the code a little bit, and then I see that the width of the wrapper that holds everything is actually 700 pixels. Coming back to design, I'll click to select the picture, and I'll make sure that the width for the picture is less than 700 pixels wide. So I'll just change this to 690, just to be on the safe side. I know that the box is only 100 pixels tall, so everything else just pops out. I'll highlight content and delete it, and now I'll go back into my CSS Designer, and the box that holds all of this together is content, which we said was 100 tall. If I click on the layout, it tells me it's only 100 tall. This picture is 658, so it's almost a square. It's almost 700. So let's give it a little bit more than 700 in height. Instead of 100 pixels, let's give it 750 pixels. Press enter to accept, and now everything fits in there. We can fix this and make it better looking later, but right now I'm just concerned about using the patterns to color and change the appearance of the page. I'm going to highlight the footer and give it assignment 4 for web design 2. You can give it a copyright page if you want. If you want to put in copyright 2015, then your name. I'll click just before the word web and tell it to insert HTML character. There's my HTML menu and an HTML characters at the very bottom, character for copyright. Hope you can see that. There's my copyright. I'll come and center it later, maybe. Next, since I used green on top, I'm going to see about changing the color inside the navigation, which is called navigation. I'll pick the background and on background color I can click here and define a similar color. I can go to one of the pages that we have visited before and find a value that I can put in here, or I can simply start to select a similar green, even the same green, if I click on the eyedropper tool and say, well, I like this one right here, click, selects, it gives me the value. I'll just press enter to accept. And now the navigation bar is filled with that green. At the bottom, I think that purple might contrast well with the green, so I'll see what box I have down here. It's the footer. The footer background color. I'll click on the palette, click again on the eyedropper, and maybe select one of the purples from the picture. Let me try another one because that's kind of blue. There's purple right there. And press enter to accept, and now I have purple below. I'll keep this white for now. Go to the modify menu, modify my page properties, and select a background color for the body. And I'll make this one, I guess, a different kind of green. So I'll just pick one from the palette itself. I'll go to the green family, select this pine green, and accept it and click OK. Now my background is green. Now this is not the best looking page. I'm just using random colors. That's why it would benefit you to visit the color websites, color screens that you can use. You know that you can use this color, this orange, this red, this other red, etc. All you have to do is select one of the reds and then click the hex to bring it into your Dreamweaver page. Next, I'm going to make this a little bit more readable. On assignment 4 on top, I'll highlight that. Right now, currently, it has no format, it has no paragraph or anything, so at least I'll make this a heading 1. Gives me the assignment 4 a little bit larger. I can then, in my selectors, add a new selector that will be inside the wrapper, inside the heading, and it'll be H1. Press enter to accept that. In properties for text, I'll change the color to white, and I will center it, and maybe even change the family. Change it from that to something like, I don't know, Gotham. And the font size, click on that, and EM, make it, I don't know, 3 times as large. So 3EM, press enter. So now my assignment 4 is done there. I'll click on the word home and add a new selector for that. Clicking on plus, ULLIA. I'll now go into the text and change the color as well. I'll change the color to white. I'll change the family to Gotham as well. And I'll change the size to, in EM, I don't know, maybe 1.5, 1.5 times bigger. And that should be good enough. It's kind of cramped together a little bit, so while still playing with the ULLIA settings, I'll click on the margins and give it a margin on the right of maybe an extra 10 pixels for space. Then below, I still have my copyright page. I'll highlight that text, make sure that it's formatted, format in paragraph, and add that selector, wrapper footer P, and change the text to also be white and centered, and something else like what, like change the font family to Gotham. The footer is kind of tall, so if I find the footer selector, I can then go to the layout, and rather than making it 100, make it 50 pixels tall, which might be too short, so I'll say 60 instead and worry about fixing that later. So now this page is pretty much done. It was a quick job, but we got it in there. Now I can publish it by clicking on the Publish button, the File Management, top right. Click on that, tell it to put it. Yes to all will carry all of the files, the HTML, the CSS, which we don't have a CSS file for this one. This is all coded inside of the site itself. and it's taking the picture along with it as well. I'll minimize Dreamweaver and visit my browser. I'm still on the color wheel, and that's fine. I'll just change to something else, or I'll come to my web design tool. I know that I have it under assignment 4. Press enter, and there's my green page with the picture. I can still center the photo if I want to. I can make some other changes. One thing that I definitely want to do, and this is going to be in Dreamweaver, like I said, I'm recording these out of order. So I'm going to go to my files, open up my main index. This is the one that has my assignment list. I do have assignment 4. I'll highlight that, and I'll click and drag the link to go straight into the index page inside of assignment 4. I'll publish this by saying yes to all and yes. I can close this. I'm done with this for now, so I'll close it. I'll minimize Dreamweaver, and I'll go straight into my page, which is just fall2015.weareidt.com, and reload it. My assignment 4 now has a link. I'll click on that link, and here's my page. You could also add a link somewhere. You could add it inside of this box, or maybe you can make one of these links saying home and home to your page, so it links back to your original page.